Hey, what's up? It's Scytherz. I have another battle here with Sytherz Edge. This is like our fourth battle. We each won 2, so right now we're tied. It's a pretty epic battle. I think so anyway. So he sends out a Ninjask and I send out my Steelix. He uses predicting I was going to attack, I'm sure. And I use Stealth Rock. And he uses a Baton Pass, and he switches into his Feraligatr, and I use Iron Head predicting he would stay in, but he doesn't. So then he sets up a Sword Stance, and I set up a Sandstorm, and then he uses Aqua Tail, and I was thinking Steelix would survive that with yellow or high red, but he actually almost dies, but I didn't put anything into his physical defense, so... But then I roar him out into his main Ectric, and yeah, gets hurt by Stealth Rock and Sandstorm. He uses a Hidden Power. I thought it was Hidden Power Grass, because the last time I used a Hidden Power on Electric type, it was Grass, but then, that has to do with EVs, or IVs, not type. Then I send out my Gabite, and he uses Hidden Power, and it's super effective against my Gabite, so... It was Hidden Power Ice. That's going to KO my Gabite. Sandstorm's still going on. He's in yellow health right now. I send out my Dusclops, and he switches back into his Ninjask, I guess predicting an Earthquake. And he was right. So I stay in, and he uses X-Scissor, and I use a Thunder Punch, and that's going to KO his Ninjask. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Maybe you did. I don't know, because Dusclops is kind of weird. So then he sends out a Spiritomb, and I was pretty sure he was going to go first, but he does, but he uses Sucker Punch instead, and I use Pain Split, and I was hoping he would use something else, but he doesn't, or that I would survive a Sucker Punch, which I don't. So he KOs me with Sucker Punch, and the Sandstorm's gone. So I send out my Trucker, and my Clamperl. He switches back into his main Ectric, and I use Confuse Ray. And I don't want to risk him dying because Clamperl his defenses kind of suck because he's like a basic Pokemon. So I switch into my Metagross, and he doesn't hurt himself, and he uses Thunderbolt. That's going to bring my Metagross into red health. He gets hurt by Confusion. And I use Meteor Mash, and that's going to KO his main Ectric. And my attack doesn't go up. It usually seems to go up for me. But then he switches back into his Feraligatr and uses Aqua Jet. And that actually doesn't kill me, which I was really surprised about. So I use another Meteor Mash because I don't really have a choice. And I get a crit, and I think that probably mattered. But then my attack goes up. So I made a bad choice and I switched in here. I probably should have just stayed in so I could get a safe switch and use a Confuse Ray again. But instead of using a Sucker Punch, I use a Shadow Sneak. So that's going to KO my Clamperl. So I switch into my Kabutops, and he uses another Shadow Sneak. And that brings me to a little more than half. I use Waterfall, and that's going to bring him to red health. Use a Shadow Sneak again. And I'm going to use Waterfall again. That's going to KO the Spiritomb. Spiritomb's kind of weird. Personally, I wouldn't get one. But that's just me. So then he sends in a Noctowl. And I'm able to go first, and I use a Rock Slide. And that's going to KO the Noctowl because of Stealth Rock. Then he switches into his Executor. I'm able to go first, and I use Night Slash. I was hoping for a crit or something, but it doesn't quite kill him. And he's able to use Sunny Day, and Executor has Chlorophyll, so it's going to double his speed. He's able to go first, and he KOs my Kabutops with a Solar Beam. And now I'm down to my last guy, I think. Even if I'm not, he's gonna kill me. So I send him my Metagross, and he's going to use Solar Beam. It's going to KO my Metagross, and that is good game, Sytherz Edge. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out Sytherz Edge. I'll leave his channel link in the description. And hasta la fuego.